Jefferson with USA Today Network Wisconsin, also the Post Crescent. Thank you for joining us for this very special live stream this afternoon. We're talking Mile of Music. It's only April, but we're only like 3.5 months away from the big event, so it's going to come fast. So we have two key members of the organizing committee to kind of talk about their big day. A lot of announcements that have taken place already, but we're going to kind of go over it again for everybody out there that's a big Mile of Music fans. With Willems Marketing and Events, we have to my left, we have Kim Willems, right, social media specialist, and to her left, we have Ian Thompson, I got to get this title right now, Director of Talent and Partnerships, and you didn't know I was going to say this, Ian, according to your website, you are one righteous, laid-back human being who loves all things live music.
Ooh, okay.
That seems to be right up your alley, then you're doing the right thing as far as your career goes, so... Kim and Ian just spent, I guess, not too long ago over at the Paper Valley Hotel, a big event announcing the first 50 artists. Again, we're at that time of year already, and then some really cool things coming up as well. So let's start with Kim. Some highlights, I guess, from as you're looking ahead to Mile 10, and we'll talk about the anniversary of that coming up. But I guess maybe the big thing, finally, you have a full schedule again after what? Since it was been 2019 was the last full event where you had the streets packed and you had 200 musicians or artists or acts, and then COVID hit. And now finally, we can all breathe again and enjoy some live music, right?
Yeah, we're finally feeling like we're going to be more at our full scale. We did have events in 2021 and 2022, but our last full-scale event, so to speak, was in 2019. So we're very much looking forward to having that full-scale event back downtown this summer.
Not to dwell on the past, but how challenging was it to kind of get through these last few years, right? I mean, it was challenging for everybody. Everybody thought COVID would be done in a few weeks.
Right.
And all of a sudden, 2 years later, we're still dealing with it. But as a festival, because some festivals would have folded, right? They wouldn't have maybe survived the pandemic, but you guys seem to not only be surviving, but as we said, a full schedule coming up, and it looks like you're thriving again.
Yeah, I think we definitely are still seeing some effects from COVID in terms of artists, deciding that they don't want to tour anymore and things like that. But we're very fortunate that we have a band of essentially over 1,100 alumni now that Ian would say, well, probably will say that they all want to come back. So unfortunately, we can't have all of them back because that would be a lot. But we're very much looking forward to having artists back in downtown Appleton. And I think, yes, the past few years have been challenging, but this community has really stepped up to help keep it going.
We saw a great shot. Jim Rosendick, who's running the live stream behind the scenes, had a good look at the crowd, and you kind of seeing that there it is. That's what we're going to see coming up here, and that's what we've been missing so much. And so it's going to be kind of a lot of fun. But before I get to Ian about some of the acts, but like I said, you think in April, oh, man, Mile of Music's still out there, but it isn't, right? I mean, like I said, 3.5 months, that's going to come like that.
Thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, right. So you guys are already getting stressed out about it, I'm sure. But
we're super excited. I think it's 107 or 106 days away.
You got the countdown going.
Oh yeah, ever since the last one ended, we have a countdown going.
How does that work for you guys? You start once the event is done, you're already looking ahead to next year. So are you already even kind of sort of looking ahead to Mile 11 right now?
Yeah, actually, we said this morning that we have our first artist booked for Mile 11, 2024. So. You can.
We'll wait for that announcement next spring, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk to Ian. A full schedule is at 200 plus musical acts, 40 host venues. The popular Mile of Music bus is back. It says an estimated 750 live music sets and pop-up performances. So that's a lot. That's a lot to kind of organize. But as far as the musicians go, tell us about some of the first 50 that you've announced today, and I'm guessing Mile fans will recognize some of the acts coming back.
Yeah, I'm very excited to get the first 50 out there today. We typically try to get that announced, about 3-4 months ahead of the festival date. So you alluded to this being April, but that's kind of typical for the music industry to be that far out to start announcing. So yeah, we're really excited for those first 50. Some include a band called Welshly Arms from Cleveland, Ohio, the Heavy Heavy from the UK, Elisa Amador, who is the 2022 Tiny Desk music winner, from NPR. And then some of the heavier returning ones are Molauda and the Humble, a very popular band over the last few festivals. They haven't been here since 2019. J.E. Sunday from Minneapolis, also very popular as well. Lemon Sky, that's another one that rings the bell right now too.
How do you do this? How do you put the puzzle together? I mean,
lots of post-it notes.
Yeah, I mean, if you to get a peek one day when if you follow along on our social media, Kim's down every few weeks, and in our war room, as we call it, we have every venue with every time on a sheet of paper all over the walls, and then we write every artist down on a post-it note, and then put them up on the walls, and that's how we start scheduling.
sounds like an NFL draft war room, right?
Kind
You
of.
got your board, you got, okay, he's off, they're off, she's off, that sort of a thing.
Yeah.
But
For sure.
Very similar.
it's quite an undertaking without a doubt. So some early reaction, folks excited that you're hearing about some of these acts, and there's genres for everybody, right, out there, that different musical styles, everybody's got different tastes.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
something for everybody, I'm guessing.
There really is something for everyone. I think that's kind of what the team and I do. We kind of start talking about what is community, right? Community is a big umbrella. Under that umbrella is different, all varying communities, but it's a community of everyday people, and that's what we want to represent on our stages. So the lineup is very diverse in genre and human beings as well, and we're going to keep moving forward on that. I think we have about 41% of our entire lineup is female. That is a work in progress. We're still growing, trying to get to a 50% and above. So we put all that out there, and so like I said, definitely something for everyone, all different types of genres over the course of the 4 days.
So you got the first 50 laid out.
Yeah.
When are we hear about the next 50 and the 50 after that? I mean,
Yeah.
how does this all get I guess, announced as
Yeah.
we get closer to?
We'll have, so
August.
our May 9th is we're calling it our birthday because it's 10 years from the very first Mile of Music announcement back in 2013. So it's our 10th birthday, so to speak. And we'll be doing another grouping of artist announcements that day as well.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, happy birthday to Mile
Well,
of
thank
Music,
you.
right?
Yeah,
That's-
almost there.
That's almost there. I should say, you see it on the stream August 3rd through the 6th. That's when the event's taking place downtown Appleton. Well, let's talk about the birthday. It's a milestone, number 10. You have some fun anniversary stuff planned, maybe some surprises that you can't really announce, but maybe folks could expect some cool things related to mile number 10.
Mile 10, yeah. So we've been calling it a milestone, which is a little tongue-in-cheek, but it works out. I'm sure we'll be hearing that a lot this year, but not necessarily related to the 10th birthday or anything. But we're really excited that the bus is able to come back for our birthday. That'll be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I believe, of the festival. And Valley Transit, we met with them earlier this year, and they said, well, we want to be back. We're going to figure out a way. They had been on hiatus for 2 years for the Mile of Music bus. So the bus actually has artists performing on it, which is so fun. Just a really different, intimate sort of venue that drives around downtown. Just so different. That's one thing I can think of.
Yeah, the artists, just really quickly about the bus. I mean, the artists that have played Mile before, since it's been away, 2020. Obviously, we didn't have anything. 21, 22, it wasn't here. But artists really were looking forward to having the bus back, and those artists that are new to the festival are asking me what is that, and so I sent them a little video clip, and they're like, oh my, this is amazing. I'm in. I want to do that. So yeah, a lot of fun. We're really looking forward to having that. A couple other little things that we're looking to do is busking. So we're going to have kind of a little pop-up busking stations throughout the footprint of the festival, and just a couple other little surprises that when we get time to announce those, we'll let you all know.
I gotta say, something that I like to do, and it's part of the Mile of Music, is Bike to the Beat. I'm already signed up. I got the early bird special already locked in, but that's a cool event too, where you go to different stops throughout between really here, Appleton, into Pier, and there's live music going on at the stops where you can get off your bike, stretch, have a snack or whatever, just listen to some music. So that's a fun thing too, and that has really exploded over the years as well. But I'm just wondering, from your perspective, like both of your perspectives, when you look at Mile 1 to Mile 10, or even the inception of Mile of Music, even before Mile 1, did you ever imagine what you see now today and what this thing has become, it's a big deal. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll talk about the Rolling Stone article that appeared last fall as well, but it's internationally known, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is unbelievable how this has exploded over the
Thinking
years.
back to that first year, everything was so grassroots, which I think in a lot of ways we still are. But, we announced it in May. The festival happened in August, so 3 months later. And I just remember, the weekend before we were out handing out flyers at the farm market, and people were like, yeah, okay, cool. So, and we had no idea, being a free festival, how many people were going to show up. Are 100 people going to show up? Are 15,000 people going to show up? Which is what ended up happening. And I mean, your organization was huge in that as well. So it's really crazy to think about, at least for me. I mean, sure you kind of feel the same way, but
Yeah, absolutely. I think, shout out to you guys, Post Crescent, USA Today Network, for helping drive this. You're very instrumental in that, and our partners. We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for our partners like you. So it's very, very instrumental to help us get where we are. And Kim, mentioned it is an organic approach, and still to this day has been an organic growth. And we are now an internationally recognized major North American music festival for developing artists. And I don't think any of us, when we first started doing this, 10 years ago, would ever thought we'd be to where we are today.
for sure.
It's something that we're all very humbled about. And, again, it's part of that community. And the community has really stepped up and supported it, and we're very, very thankful for them.
How do you keep it from getting too big? Could it get too big? I mean, you want to maybe kind of lasso it in at some point, right? Or maybe not. I don't know. I don't want to speak for you.
No, I think it's a good question, and it is something that we get asked each year about different logistics related to, the street closures and things like that. We're always talking with the police department and the city to make sure that everything is running safely, because that's a number one priority for sure. I don't know. We'll just reevaluate as we keep going, I think.
Yeah, I think it's also a testament to our team. Our team, we're very close. I think, we push and pull each other a lot, and we work ideas off of each other, but we're also mindful of saying, hey, we'll talk. We don't want this thing to get too big. So we're very strategic about what we're doing and how we're planning it. I think for us, the quality over quantity is always, and I think that's what's helped us grow organically, is because we have that focus of being more quality driven and more artist focused, and bringing the quality talent to town, and we're making sure that we're not expanding the footprint to where we can't logistically handle it, or our city resources can't handle it. So we're very, very mindful of that.
Yeah, it's like I said, something that you weren't thinking about 10 years ago, but that's a good problem to have as well. This is a good problem to have too, not that this is a problem, but September, right? Back in September, Rolling Stone magazine, we all know what Rolling Stone magazine is, right? The iconic music magazine, but it recognized Mile of Music.
Yeah.
And for being and I have it right here, a pro artist oasis and a place that does it right. Wow. I mean... There's a problem where that you might get too big just from that recognition from a place like from a magazine like Rolling Stone. But what have you seen as from the aftermath of being recognized, being featured in a publication as widely read and as legendary as Rolling Stone? How has that boosted Mile of Music?
It was kind of a fun secret to sit on last summer, because
we knew about it.
We knew about it all summer. I think you did the interview in June. Or so.
Yeah, end of May, something like that.
And, so all summer we're, wondering when this is going to come out. And then September 1st, we knew it was coming out. And it was so exciting. Ian can speak more to how it's boosted things, but I think we've seen a lot more engagement from people outside of Wisconsin, which is awesome. And I think we want to keep reaching those core music fans who are interested in what we're doing.
So Ian, were you going online like you knew when the publication was going to be the new ones? Like, where is it? Where's the Appleton? Where's Mile of Music?
Yeah, we were in the online version as well as the print version.
Yeah.
Right.
So a lot of us went out and got physical copies, the old school copies, and I sent a copy to my mom and my mother-in-law and family members. So it was pretty cool. And as I said, when we started the booking process back in late September, early October for this year. I said to Kim numerous times, I'm like, it just feels like there's more interest and more traffic by artists and their teams, and it was, I think, a direct because of the Rolling Stone article. So in many ways it was overwhelming, but in both ways, the level of talent we were getting, some of those artists, that they were more at a higher level than what we're going to be booking here, which that's overwhelming in a very positive manner, but you have to tell them, unfortunately, no. But then overwhelming in the amount of reach outs that we were receiving too. But like you said, it's all positive for Appleton and our downtown.
Was that a bit surreal though when you finally got to see it, especially the hard copy, and you're looking at it, it's like, wow.
Yes.
This is something we started, and it's in Rolling Stone magazine.
I think the surreal moment for me was I didn't know it was an article that was part of a larger story about different cities around the country that are doing different events and such. So I didn't know that they were just gonna post a Facebook post about our festival, and I logged on and I was like, what? So I sped down to work and I was like, okay, well, here's how today's gonna go. But it was crazy. I mean, for me, it was definitely surreal. It's a great word for it.
Yeah, likewise too. When you see your name in there, or you see the work that all of us on our team, we have a very small team. Like I said once, we're a small but mighty team, and just to see that work kind of pay off in that way, it's surreal. To be honest, I got a little emotional seeing it. Because again, what we've accomplished in 10 years is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hopefully you have it all framed, hung on your walls at home and in your
We
office.
do.
We do, yeah.
Well, you should,
Couple places
absolutely.
at the office, and we all have our copies, so
Absolutely.
It was very cool.
Well, a couple more things. I know I'm kind of getting the 5-minute wave down there, but I also wanted to mention to folks that today you also announced a $10,000 matching grant from, it says here, an avid Mile couple that has supported the festival since the beginning, has attended all 36 days of the first 9 years. So anonymous, they don't want to be known, but again, that community support, that's a cool deal, getting $10,000 to use as needed for the festival.
Yeah, so it's part of a joint venture agreement that we have with a new nonprofit called Appleton Community Music. So this couple, I really have to try not to say their names.
Don't say their names,
I know.
please.
So they're amazing. They, in addition to coming to the festival, they volunteer every year. They volunteer at other events that we do. They're just really nice people and really supportive of the artists that come to this community. So I think it's a perfect first match opportunity. So it's a $10,000 match, that starts today, and then we'll actually go through May 8th, the day before our birthdays. So we're hoping that people will go to appletoncommunitymusic.org to learn more about that and learn more about what Appleton Community Music is doing, which is supporting the artists.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's great stuff. And then also great stuff here. You guys might eclipse 100,000 attendees. Is that kind of the goal this year, maybe? Is that what you're thinking? That's the number?
Yeah, I don't know if we ever have a goal necessarily, but I think just even from the feedback that I've just been looking at on social media so far today, people are really excited. Hopefully the weather is not as hot as it was last year. That's me putting in my wish there. But I think there's definitely a chance that we'll hit that number.
That's fantastic. Hopefully 100,000, that person gets something pretty cool. I don't know how you're going to measure that.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Start to keeping a clicker, but
Golden ticket.
Yeah,
the
there
golden
we go.
ticket. There you go. But okay, we're winding down, and I guess I'll leave it up to both you, Kim, and Ian. Last things that you may want to tell the folks who are watching, things that we haven't touched upon, just some important final thoughts from both of you.
Yeah, I guess I just would want to say thanks to everyone who's supported us over the last decade, which is just so weird to say.
Yeah,
but
goes fast.
we're very excited for this year. If you want to learn more about who's coming to the festival, our website and social media are the best place for that. We're on all platforms on social media as at Mile of Music Fest, and then our website is just mileofmusic.com.
All right, Ian, floor is yours.
Yeah, like Kim was saying, thank you to all the community support, our music makers, our sponsors, our donors, Appleton Community Music, appletoncommunitymusic.org to donate. Our artists, I mean, you know, our artists have been fantastic. They love coming here. They love interacting with the community, and we're gonna just have a lot of fun this year. Like you said, it's gonna be all out. So you know, the weather's gonna be amazing.
I was
Well,
just gonna say.
hopefully it's not as hot as like you said last year, but
Yes.
not as cold as it is today.
Oh,
We need to
yeah.
find a good middle ground because
If it's as cold as it is today, there's
there's
we've
something
got a
wrong, right?
problem.
Well, I feel bad for all those people that had all that snow yesterday, but thank heavens that wasn't us. So, all right, well, thanks for watching, everybody. Again, August 3rd through the 6th, you see it on the bottom of the screen, Mile of Music 10. Mile 10 is off and running. You got to be here downtown Appleton to check it out. It is a great, great, internationally known music festival. You will not regret checking it out. So thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you.